Everyone talks about John Carpenter when they talk about Halloween. And yeah, he's the legend who directed the original. Deborah Hill? She co-wrote it and brought depth to the characters. But if you peel back the mask and look deeper, if you really want to understand how Halloween became a franchise, how it stayed alive through decades of shifting horror trends, there's one name you absolutely cannot ignore: Moustapha Akkad. He didn't just write a check, he believed. 1978 brought about Halloween, a small-budget slasher with no stars, limited resources, and a relentless killer in a white mask. And that risk turned into one of the most successful independent films of all time. But Akkad didn't walk away after the first success. He wasn't some one-and-done producer chasing a quick payday. He stayed. And not just for the next sequel, but for every single Halloween film up until his death in 2005. He was the executive producer on all of them. Halloween 2, Season of the Witch, The Return of Michael Myers, The Revenge, The Curse, H2O, and Resurrection. Through creative clashes, studio turnover, shifting tones, and fan backlash, Akkad was the only steady hand guiding Michael Myers through the darkness. When Halloween 3 tried to shift the franchise into an anthology format and left Michael behind, fans revolted, and it was Akkad who brought him back. He listened, he adapted, he knew that what fans wanted was the shape, the boogeyman, the silent figure in the shadows. Akkad didn't just respect that mythology, he protected it. He wasn't a horror guy, not at first. He came from a different world. His earlier works were epic, historical, spiritual, films like The Message and Lion of the Desert. But Halloween became something else for him. It became a legacy, a cultural phenomenon, a cinematic commitment. And he carried that weight with both pride and purpose. Even when critics slammed the sequels, even when slasher films fell out of fashion, even when audiences moved on to newer horror villains, he knew that there was something timeless about that mask, that silence, that slow, inevitable walk. He believed in the power of simplicity, of fear that hides in plain sight. And then, in November of 2005, the horror world lost its quiet titan. Akkad and his daughter Rima were killed in a terrorist bombing while attending a wedding in Amman, Jordan. Just like that, the man who had kept the flame alive for nearly 3 decades was gone. Halloween would continue, sure. His son Malik would carry the torch. The Rob Zombie reboot came 2 years later. A new direction, a new tone, but it was dedicated to Moustapha Akkad. Because everyone involved knew, without him, none of it exists. No sequels, no reboots, no reimaginings, no resurgence. He didn't just produce movies, he safeguarded a myth. So yeah, people can debate the timelines, they can argue over continuity, they can complain about which sequel ruined what, but make no mistake, Halloween would have died in the early 80s if it weren't for Moustapha Akkad. He kept it going. He made it more than just a horror flick. He made it a tradition. He's the reason Michael Myers kept coming home.